Sustainability is an integral part of everything we do at Icelandair.
To ensure a sustainable future, we need to look at economic, social and environmental factors.
And looking at what that means for the operation, you can take many examples. For an aircraft, sustainability means technological advancement. For a pilot, it means the most efficient operation of the aircraft. For a person working on the ground, it means loading the aircraft in the correct manner to ensure fuel efficiency. And for our cabin, it means eliminating single-use plastics. For the passenger, it would mean packing your bags in a sustainable way. So you can find an aspect on sustainability in every corner of the operation and with our passengers.
When it comes to the environment, of course, as an airline, carbon emissions is at the core of our sustainability efforts, and we have made ambitious targets with regards to that.
Moving towards more sustainable aviation will always mean that we try to use the energy source that we have more efficiently first.
As pilots, we are able to do a lot of things to reduce fuel consumptions. For example, we are able to change altitudes, to go for more favorable winds and favorable conditions. And we are also able to change routing on our flights, and we do that frequently to be able to reduce fuel consumption.
But the most important initiative that the company can work on now in terms of sustainability is to complete the renewal of the narrow-body fleet.
There's a huge difference between old generation aircraft and the new generation aircraft. The main difference is the design of the engines of the new generation aircraft. Their fuel consumption is around 25 to 30% less than the older ones.
Icelandair fleet renewal program aims at replacing all the 757s that we have in operation, and actually that program started in 2018, and in a few years we will have completed the replacement of the entire fleet with the newest generation of aircraft, being the 737 MAX and the 321neo.
So SAF, or SAF as we refer to it, is an acronym for Sustainable Aviation Fuels. And the amazing thing about SAF is that it is an equivalent of the jet fuel that we're using today, but it is almost carbon neutral. The industry has highlighted that sustainable aviation fuel is an absolute key towards reaching the net zero goals of 2050. And that is important because this is a very clear signal to the world that the supply of SAF needs to be ramped up in order to reach these targets.
So innovation has always been in the DNA of Icelandair. The company was founded more than 85 years ago. We were pioneers on the transatlantic market, and ever since then we have been on the forefront of the development in so many ways.
So the technological development of new engines is always an exciting part of aviation. And with every new generation of aircraft, we see up to 20% improvements in the fuel economy. But the most exciting new technology that we see today is electrical aviation and hydrogen aviation. New technology in aviation will always be constrained by range. And this is the same problem aviation faced when they were developing the jet, reaching across the Atlantic. Looking at projects related to hydrogen and electricity makes Iceland the perfect location to adopt this kind of new technology, because all flight legs in Iceland are within the attainable range of these aircraft. We have to continue on this path, and this is especially important here in Iceland, where we have green energy, geothermal power, and this beautiful nature that we are surrounded with every single day.
Icelandair has been the leading airline of Iceland for decades, and as such has a strong impact on the Icelandic economy and plays an important role in society as well.
So Icelandair is very important to the Icelandic people in many ways. We are a big employer in Iceland. By so we do employ more than 1% of the working population. Icelandair also, with our route network, we create a lot of connectivity to and from the country that does help other businesses prosper.
Being an island, the Icelandair network is a key to the prosperity here in Iceland in terms of social development, economical development and so on. And our mission is to provide smooth and enjoyable travel experience. That is what we do on a daily basis.
It is important that our customers see and feel that we take sustainability seriously.
So we look at sustainability in every single way of the customer journey, right from you start to book your ticket until you are at your final destination.
Every single step matters because we know that small changes can have a big impact.
So we recently started to recycle on board, and it was we had to push for a new regulation to be able to do it. So we are quite proud of it, and it's going quite well.
So within our operation, both on board and on the ground, we are always thinking about ways how we can contribute to circular economies. And one small example is a collaboration that we had with Icelandic designers that designed and produced luggage tags out of plastic waste. And I think this is a great example of what can be done. Both shows how we can recycle and also at the same time support local artists in their work.
So the Icelandair business model is about connecting continents, Europe and North America, via Iceland, and at the same time give travelers from North America and Europe the opportunity to visit Iceland and of course Icelanders to travel abroad.
Yeah, the reason for us being passionate about sustainability is that it will be our key into realizing our vision.
Our vision is to bring the spirit of Iceland to the world, and that includes our respect for nature, the unique qualities of the country, but also our strong values, such as equality, which is something that Iceland has been known for a long time.
I have been with Icelandair for 15 years now, and when I joined within the executive committee we only had males there, or men, but now we have much more diversification. So the result is that having a more diverse staff, you get more ideas on the table, more diversity within the discussions, on the dialogue, and we just, in the end, make better decisions.
30 years ago, I think we had 2 or 3 female pilots at that time. Today we have 13 to 40% of the group is female pilots. The same has been going on in the cabin crew group. We hardly had any males in the cabin crew group for decades, but that has been changing a lot for the last 5-6 years.
In all businesses, there is always a lot of talk of growth. But for the growth to be in the interest of all stakeholders, it needs to be sustainable.
So the whole system has to come together in order to incentivize sustainable aviation across the globe.
This requires not only Icelandair's efforts, it needs a collaboration between all stakeholders. There is only one path forward for Icelandair, and that is the sustainable route. By that, we'll be able to keep on bringing the spirit of Iceland to the world.